Testing. Okay. I feel a little bit nervous right now because I have to speak after Rebecca's presentation. She's indeed very great. So the pressure is on me now. So my name is Nguyen Tran Minh Duc. You can call me Ducky. I'm the founder of ALS Vietnam. So it's a long story, but in short, my uncle got diagnosed with ALS a few years ago. And because my uncle's neurologist is so busy with another patients, so he can only say that, be careful when moving or you might have a risk of falling. So because I am the only family member who have medical background, so I have to take the responsibility to take care of him. And at that time, I realized that there is not a lot of Vietnamese resources about ALS. So at that time, I think that how about all the families in the community of Vietnam where they do not have any family member who have the medical background. So that's questions start our advocacy journey. And this isn't just my family story. As you can see on the map, they're showing the number of doctors and nurses per 10,000 people of each province in the mainland of Vietnam. And you can see that the distribution is not equally distributed. So our main purpose is to make sure that families, ALS family and their patients, no matter where they are, can get the support that they need. So for our first year, we believe that the information fuels the progress. So what we do is we create core information and with latest news and a Facebook channel. So because it's very important, so we have criteria for that. We make sure that every information is accurate and can easily accessed by the patient and their families. Also, that is peer reviewed by the doctors and regularly updated. So during the next year, 2022, we decided to reach out and introduce our activity to the Vietnamese communities. So the first one is we decided that the neurologist community in Vietnam is one of the most important communities. So we decided to write a scientific article to introduce our work and submit it to the national scientific national journal. And surprisingly, it was published and published on the first page of that issue. And we also aimed it to the medical educator community because we believe that it can change the system. So that we write a chapter and submit to the book called Journey of Innovation in Medical Education. And another community is we published another chapter on a target to the young readers. They're hoping that we can create some effect for the next generation. So in 2023, I think this is one of the most important years as we decided to, for the first time, step beyond the Vietnam borders. And as this is from Pato, it's holding in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. You can see that a lot of people here also attending to this event. And to the left is a picture of myself with MD Malaysia. We also attended to last year Alliance meeting, and also to the left is with Japan ALS Association. Yes, we learned a lot from our peers. So I think that this year I would name it the year of collaboration. So we have published some patient education publication. Of course, Neuro White Care Book for Children is very good one for children who have to live in the family have ALS patient. We also collaborate with the Department of rehabilitation of one of the biggest med schools in Vietnam. Okay. And we try to be an active global South presence. So we also receive a lot of support from the Alliance. So I want to spend this slide to thank you to Katie, David, Zes, Emma, Anjali, and Lina for the 1 year of support. And we also involved in the advocacy of Public Policy Advisory Council, which provides global advocacy and public policy advice to support local issues and to advance impactful legislation and policy. So I have to apologize about my screen taking skill because, but I want to show that we work really hard on some issue. As you can see the picture taking on the meeting on April 18, people are work really hard for this issue. And also, I want to thank you to Liam and Jasmine from the Concordia University for the interview that helped us to a lot of self-reflection about our previous activity and for the future plan. So I want to spend this slide to thank you to all my friends, colleagues, that are all doctors from one of the biggest med schools in Vietnam. They are all kind and talented. So this is my final slide. It took me a long time to overcome my uncle's death, and I used to hate ALS with everything in me. But now it's a reminder of how little time we have to do meaningful things and to overcome the fear to achieve the impossible. So thank you for your attention. I'm happy to answer any question.
Thank you, Ducky. I actually just want to run across the stage and give you a big hug because that's just an incredible presentation, and you've come from such a personal place to be able to contribute, and you've moved through so many things. And when you look at what your organization has done in 4 short years, it's quite remarkable, and it's very courageous of you to have moved into the space of accepting the help of others and asking for it and doing what's necessary. So thank you for all that you're doing. So do we have some questions for Ducky? Yes, one back.
Hi, Gethin Thomas from MND Australia. In your first year, you said you developed some information resources for your community. Did you produce those from scratch yourself, or did you sort of translate them from a different organisation?
We have experience in building all the resources from our previous activity not related to ALS. So we form a group of people who have experience and select the reliable resources to be translated. And also, as I said, we set 4 criteria for each article we publish. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions?
Sorry, just a question, Beck Dunher from FightMND. I saw you produce books for children to talk about ALS and MND. How did you go about working out the best way to message to young children such a difficult conversation?
I haven't mentioned in the slide, but I translated before attending to the Alliance meeting because personally found it's very useful for my uncle's daughter because I'm also a doctor, but I also find it very difficult to explain my uncle's condition to the children, to his children. So I found that the book is a great way to do it. So I translate it. Yeah, that's it.
And I think that's such an important thing to identify too, is that the resources are so rich within this room. And I know that the Alliance is doing a lot of work on knowledge translation and trying to find those gaps in information. And that's where the spaces we can fill, because there's many areas where we've already all been doing some things. So if we let off a bit there, we can borrow and share from one another. And then in those other spaces is where we can actually deploy some resources to be able to fill the gaps. And Ducky, just one more question then from the Alliance. What was it that drew you into the Alliance and drew the organization in? How did you find the Alliance?
Honestly, I don't know. I just
That's a fair answer.
I got some invitation from my colleagues to Pactos, and then met some one day, and they said yes to the Alliance.
Okay, wonderful. We've got a question, Limor?
My name is Limor Noach. I'm from the ALS Foundation in the Netherlands. Congratulations on what you have achieved. I also want to give you a hug, but we'll all do that later. No, I just wanted to ask you, because you have such a beautiful story how you got involved in this. Do you find that there are peers now in Vietnam that might be able to help you? Because there are a lot of people maybe in the same situation, and they might be able to strengthen you in what you're doing. Do you get help from peers now?
Until now, we haven't. But we believe in the phenomenon called the butterfly effect. That's just a small flap of the butterfly wings can create some tornadoes somewhere else. Maybe not now, not next year, but maybe in the next 5 or 10 years, I think so.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, not seeing any other questions, then Ducky, I'd like to thank you for your presentation. And also, I really appreciated the picture from the Alliance. So now we know what the group picture is supposed to look like that we'll be recreating during the break. So thank you, Ducky.